We're back again with the 5th episode in my distressing YouTube channel series. In these videos I cover a variety of strange channels, some with a coherent narrative and others that are just pure nonsense. Some of these are suggestions from you guys, so thank you so much for those and all of the amazing support lately. If you see any series or channels that you like, make sure to check them out in the links below. Speaking of which, my social media is down there as well, so check those out. I hope you enjoy this one. Dakilla Yoshi is a channel that currently has around 6.77k subscribers. I originally discovered this channel thanks to their video, The Ugly Duckling and Analog Horror. Since you guys seem to appreciate the longer form stuff, I'll go ahead and analyze the 3 videos this channel has. Their first video is called Monocopsis and was uploaded February 22nd of this year. For context, monocopsis is a subtle but persistent feeling of being out of place. As the character of the game named Bug wakes up, they get a message welcoming them to a dreamscape. They look around and you can see the text, "Where am I?" on the screen. Before they can even process what's going on, a strange angel character shows up with a message.
You're awake! I don't mean to alarm you, but you're in great danger! You have to escape soon! Someone is trying to get you!
That doesn't sound very good. Next, it says that Frankie will open a portal and asks the player if they wish to enter, with the only option being yes. Bug appears in this abandoned building. They explore and eventually end up in the Smile Room. Unfortunately for them, the name of the room is deceiving. A second chance. We then see another angel-like creature pop up with the text, "A new challenger." Bug explains that they don't want to fight, but the angel tells them that they have no choice. It then says, "You know what you've done. It's time to pay," which causes this to happen. The player tries to refuse the battle, but the game doesn't let them. They battle the angel by using reasoning, which is actually super effective. They then try to forget, but it doesn't work. The angel then uses mind break, which causes this. Bug then wakes up and the game is over. I would definitely say this video was a great start, but let's move on to The Ugly Duckling. The Ugly Duckling and Analog Horror was released on July 6th of this year.
The Ugly Duckling. Created by
477974001.
Many of you are probably familiar with the story of The Ugly Duckling, and this one is no different. A mother swan lays her eggs, unknowing that one of her eggs was different. The baby swans, or cygnets, you can also call them flappers apparently, so the more you know, call it ugly, and the mother swan pecks it, saying that the duckling is a freak and not one of her children. They continue to bully the duckling, making fun of every physical aspect it has, but especially its feathers.
Your feathers are plain and gross, like dirt. You could only dream of having a coat like ours.
The duckling finally ends up running away, and of course nobody cares. After a few years pass, all of the cygnets grow up into swans, and it's time for them to leave.
It's come time for all of you to find a place of your own. I trust that all of you will be able to have a beautiful family like ours, and continue our pure bloodline. Okay, mother, farewell, they squawked, then darted off along the lake.
As the swans glide across the lake, they begin to reminisce about the past. One of the swans feels remorse about the duckling, feeling weird about it leaving them. The sky turns dark as Simon insults the duckling, and the other swan, Sylvie, reprimands him. In the background we can see a pair of eyes among the grass. Suddenly Simon gets snatched away, and this happens next.
Where is everyone?
After some time passes, the mother swan decides to go reunite with her kids, following the same route that they did. As she continues to swim the route, she thinks it's pretty weird that none of her kids had contacted her for years. I wonder why that is. She makes her way to the barn, reflecting on the fact that Simon said he was going to move there. She calls out to Simon, with only silence responding to her. She makes her way inside, and...
Simon, come on, darling. I want to see how my beautiful boy has. What have you done?
Every day I woke up, and every day I was reminded that I am inadequate. You're a freak, an ugly freak. Your feathers, your beak. Good luck trying to keep your perfect family. It will be hard to continue your pure bloodline if everyone is dead. You want to know what I've done? I think you know. I have become beautiful. No one came looking for me when I disappeared. And now, no one will come looking for you.
always treat people like they actually have feelings. It might just save your life one day. Very good twist on the original story though. The last video, Derealization, is very short. It was uploaded on September 3rd of this year. We see an image of a humanoid standing on a road. Then in a bus station, I think? Next, a kitchen. Now someone or something is watching them. The next image is them running away from the creature down a walkway. They run into a room full of screens and then, well, this happens. Was that the vision this person was seeing as they were dying? Did they briefly enter another world? It's hard to say. Great video though, and great channel overall. Definitely recommend you check it out. Mint Syrup is a channel with 1.96k subscribers that I already talked about in my YouTube's Creepiest Animations 2 video. When I made that video, I'd already planned to dive more into the channel in one of these videos because I really enjoyed their aesthetic. I already covered the video Mannequin in that previously mentioned video, and I'm planning to cover Beloved Parasite in a future Creepy Animations video at some point, so I won't be going over either of those in this video. That being said, let's get into the first video on the channel, Sun Rosa Care Center, My Favorite Flower, that was released on August 1st of 2018. Sun Rosa Laboratory and Care Center has achieved a new discovery, a synthetic plant called My Favorite Flower. According to the labels on the flower, it's made out of plastic, nylon, and printer ink. It provides necessary and unnecessary nutrients for humans. Seems like it would be more unnecessary than necessary. At first, the ways to consume the plant seem pretty normal. Plain, chopped, fried, skewered, blended, frozen, wet, aflame, tenderized, baked, tossed, and then frying? That doesn't seem right. Let's see what some of the other ways to consume this plant are.
Powdered, reclaimed, injected, absorbed, inhaled, crying.
Crying again? I wonder what that creature is. They were there in the intro too.
Admired, maneuvered, retreated, educated, crying.
This kind of seems like it's not about a plant anymore. Maybe these were how people in their society have been treated? That creature is there again as well.
Encapsulated, wounded, imprisoned, crying.
To me, it seems like the lead scientist either had their life taken or... I say this because after the wounded segment, the creature is seen crying alone. My two theories are that some type of past guilt got to them, or that someone invaded the facility in order to get the creatures, hence why after the wounded segment we also see one of the creatures being imprisoned. The next video is Sun Rosa Care Center Material Shrimpule Data Sheets, which was released 2 days later on August 3rd, 2018. We can see that the inside looks disheveled, with the scientists nowhere to be found. The creatures also look very sad. We then see a door to room AB018 standing ajar with a label saying story time. We then see the scientist who says this.
Gathered over weeks of study are listed here. Shrimpules eat aluminum cans. It takes 3 hours for them to eat one.
Ah, so they're called shrimpules. That'll be a lot easier than the creature. That also explains the title of the video.
Shrimpule's saliva is purple. It smells like warm paper. Shrimpules love to sleep. They sleep for fun. Shrimpules cry often without explanation. It's funny and relatable.
Oh, so that's why there was all that crying in the last video. Things are making sense.
Remember to wear latex gloves when handling shrimpules. Further observations will be written here as time passes. I wish it was easier to get help. Thank you for listening. I love you.
I wonder what help they need, or really what took the life of that shrimpule named Lentil Soup. Honestly, I wonder who the scientist was even making that video for. We only have one more video from very recently called Hello Girl visual novel trailer that was uploaded July 19th of this year. From what I can gather, this visual novel takes place in some type of war setting, and it seems pretty dark. Maybe I'll check it out in the future. October is coming soon, after all. Florencita Dreams is easily one of the weirdest channels that I have ever come across. This channel's first video dates all the way back to June 27, 2008, and it perfectly captures the strange nature of this channel. The video, titled Fotos Estúpidas, or Stupid Photos, is a video wherein they just show a bunch of strange photos with Windows Movie Maker transitions. I would play actual clips of the video, but all the music is copyrighted. You can see how weird some of the pictures are though. Since there's 65 videos on the channel, some of them being pretty long, I obviously can't analyze the whole channel, but I'll pick some of my personal favorites for lack of a better term. The first one I like to talk about is iCarly Info Kara Nikorodian Joho Nico Nico video. The video starts off with an ear-splitting high-pitched rapid beeping as we see this creepy distorted image of an iCarly logo. As the image clears up, we can see that this logo is hand-drawn, or at least hand-colored, with an eye being drawn in the sea of Carly. An unnerving song begins to play as we see an image of an iCarly coloring book. They then go into the pictures they've colored. Freddy, Sam, Freddy, Carly, Spencer, Carly, Freddy, Carly, Spencer, Sam, Carly. Oh man, these just keep getting more unhinged. Carly and Sam, Freddy, and Carly and Freddy. I think the first photo was like the only normal one. Some of the photos were censored by me for different reasons as well, but the majority of these images range from unsettling to flat out unhinged, especially the one where they have Carly presumably committing some unspeakable acts. After this, they show some more iCarly books, with this coloring book looking super uncanny. I tried to find the original book, but even though I couldn't, I'm like 99.9% confident that they edited their eyes to be wider than normal or something. It just looks wrong. They then go back to showing more coloring book pages, and they're all pretty much just as creepy. Just really weird stuff. Eventually they show some more official iCarly images and then show the logo again before it distorts and plays another high-pitched beeping noise. I think you can already see why this is easily one of the weirdest channels I've come across. Another video that caught my attention was Rare Japonese Miedo Parte 1, which just means rare scary Japanese stuff. This entire almost 30-minute video just consists of a bunch of random images, GIFs, and video clips. The vast majority are at least strange, and a lot are definitely creepy, but the reason I wanted to add this video was simply because of the time it would take to gather enough images and short videos to compile them into a nearly 30-minute video. Some of these images are so odd, I don't even know how they found them. Maybe on forums? There's much weirder stuff though, like Sonidos del Infierno en España Reversa, aka the sounds of hell in Spanish reversed. I can't actually play the audio because apparently it's copyrighted, but it sounds about like what you'd expect. It's even weirder though that they just have this picture of two people with extremely weird edited images occasionally popping up as we hear the screams of tortured souls wailing in the background. I don't know. Like I said, it's just very strange and unsettling stuff. Finally, I'll talk about the video that caused me to discover this channel in the first place. This mess of a title is a video with some odd music, but they show a bunch of really weird images. But the reason I found this video is because there was actually a much worse version of it originally that was uncensored. However, they had to delete it and re-upload a censored version. Honestly, if I had to guess, this whole thing is probably some type of art project. I can't be sure since I didn't check every single video, but that's honestly the only thing that makes any sense to me. 00390 is a channel that I was recommended. This channel is pretty well known thanks to Nick Crowley, Some Ordinary Gamers, and more recently Pandox. The reason this channel is so infamous is because some people believe that the person who's running this channel is, well, a kidnapper, stalker, and much worse. Now, fully analyzing this channel itself would probably take me like 25 to 30 minutes on its own, so we can't dive that deeply here. However, I will explain why people think that the creator of this channel is such a despicable individual. To do this, we'll analyze some of their most popular videos. Exploring Sunny Day, Hooker's Angle Test, is a video in which the creator props up a secret camera on their dashboard of their car in order to film what are presumably women of the night. He goes around multiple areas testing out different camera angles, showing that the women aren't noticing his camera at all. Definitely very odd behavior. The next most popular video on his channel is very similarly titled. Exploring Summer Night Streets, Hookers is virtually the same as the previous video, only much longer, and they aren't trying to test different angles. The music in the background is also very sinister, which honestly, even if it was in this video, is pretty strange. If the music isn't copyrighted, I'll play a clip of it here. What's even weirder is the sinister description of this video. It reads, imagine a supermarket. There are departments for vegetables, meats, fishes, and snack. There is a department for potato chips. Apparently in Italian, this is slang for female reproductive organs. And there are different kind and form of chips. Classic, spicy, sour, long, thinny, sea salt, corn, cheese. You can't taste. You must choose looking the package. There is a colored, transparent, big, little, tube, bag. Every time you can try a different potato chips kind. Only thing is, you can't know if they're good until you eat it. And the street is same. He's comparing these women to these grocery items, saying that there are different varieties on the streets and you can only know which are good if you eat them. You might think the term eat is an innuendo, but I don't think that's the case. In another video called Girl Talk Too Much, we can see what is clearly a cow tongue hanging on a string. This is supposed to represent a human tongue, at least that's what I'm assuming. The top comment of the video sums up the general opinion of the channel as well. Regardless if it's a cow tongue or a human tongue, this guy's got issues. There's also a video that I believe has been removed literally called How to Transport a Semi-Unconscious Girl. Yes, the video is quite literally a man picking up and moving a seemingly unconscious woman. Some Ordinary Gamers did a lot of research into the situation and couldn't find any cases in the area that were even remotely similar to the video, and it does seem like the woman in the video is actually conscious because of certain head movements. There's also a video called Pet Monster Forgotten Video Extract. Pet Monster is apparently its own rabbit hole and Pandox dove into it pretty well, so just check his video out if you want to learn about that. Either way, this video contains several images of real victims, although none of them are connected to this channel. There's also just a bunch of videos on his channel of him secretly recording women, some of them clearly looking scared. It seems that it's much more likely an ARG like Meat Sleep, considering it's been running for several years and still nothing has been traced to the channel. Maybe one day I'll do a deeper dive on this channel, as apparently they've uploaded as recently as 2 days ago. Piggy Soda is a relatively small channel boasting only 655 subscribers at the time of me writing this script. I was recommended this channel and I thought the series they were making was unique enough to include in this video. The channel consists of 5 videos, 3 of which belong to their Dog Nightmares series. Even though their most recent video is pretty long, I'll go ahead and analyze the whole channel considering how short the rest of the videos are. The first video, Dog Show, opens up with the person recording a sketch on the TV by William Wegman. He was known to use his dogs in his art and has several similar skits on Sesame Street. They look down and look at a developed photo, although it's pretty much unreadable. They try to look at the photo more, and this happens.
Uh-oh. Could be trouble.
I wonder why that sad dog face with hollow eyes showed up. Oh well, it's probably nothing. The next video is called Dog Nightmares, Childhood Dreams, Analog Horror. The video opens up with a photo of a giraffe, followed by a drawing of said giraffe. We see this with several more animals too. But wait a minute, who are these people? Kinda weird that both of their faces are censored too.
Let's call it all a dream within a dream. Perhaps we both were wrong.
Another strange picture in a house again. Judging by the garland, I guess it's Christmas time.
Alright, I knew last night I love you, you love me. Someday, somewhere, sometime, I pray that you'll be mine, and that I will recapture love's rapture supreme, and call it all a dream.
It's that same room again. What makes these stairs so significant? Actually, let's look at those drawings that quickly popped up earlier. The stairs are completely scribbled out in both pictures. Something bad clearly happened here. Right after the real-life picture of the stairs, we're shown more drawings. First is a dog looking solemnly through the railing. The next is a more zoomed-out version of the same image, and then we see another real picture of the stairs at a different time. Maybe during a birthday considering the balloons, but who knows. We then see a picture of a child that quickly flickers out and the music stops. We're shown an image of a room with all of the previously shown animal drawings strewn out on the floor. Then, a videotape begins playing. Hey, wait. That dog is pretty similar to the one from that William Wegman sketch earlier. It looks much more uncanny though. Why would presumably the little girl pictured earlier have a drawing of this dog in a pitch black room waving at her? The camera then rapidly pans up to the pitch black window in front of them, but nothing happens. The tape is over. Pretty interesting, right? The next video is called Bite. It loads in a tape of another William Wegman sketch. This one is about a dog fisherman. It all seems normal until...
That might work. That looks good.
I wonder if that missing dog had something bad happen to it on those stairs from earlier. The next video is called January 4th, 2009. The video starts off with this iconic text font. I don't remember the font name, but everyone on old YouTube used to use it. Found this while looking through my collection of Wegman tapes I gathered. Check it out. This clip seems completely normal, although the camera audio keeps cutting out. That is, until... pretty strange. Wonder why all these tapes keep getting messed with. That's the only weird thing from this video though. Now finally we get to the most recent and by far longest video, Dog Nightmares, my new best friend, Analog Horror. Also, there is a flash warning. I'll try to cut those out, but if I can't, then this is your warning. Maybe go do something else and just listen to this section to avoid the risk. Alright, let's get into it. The video begins with another fisherman clip, and although it's cut up, it appears normal, and then...
Check the line. You wouldn't want the line to break.
A video of someone putting up that same missing dog poster from earlier, dated March 24th, 2009. They continue to show the poster and we find out that the dog is named Bailey. We then see them open up a crumpled piece of paper that says, January 24th, 2009. Someone called again. They haven't found him yet, but someone keeps calling me, and every time I pick up the phone there's silence on the other end. I keep trying to block out the number, but they just keep calling. I don't recognize the number either. It won't stop me from looking though. I still have hopes that he got picked up by a shelter or someone found him without a collar and took him in. I only hope he's safe and sound. I'll find you, buddy. Another paper. February 13th, 2009. I managed to gather a bunch of Wegman tapes. I plan to archive as many as I can find and burn it into one disc. So far I've managed to get my hands on Mother Goose, but I'm still in search of two shorts. One is of Batty making pottery, and the other is of Batty and Crookie playing baseball. I hope someone has a copy or recorded it. What I remember from the Clay video. The third piece. February 25th, 2009. Got a note from a friend today. He said he got me something for my late birthday. I haven't spoken to him in a while since I've been looking for Bailey. He wanted me to record myself reacting to his gift. I'm a little tired at the moment. I'll take a look at it tomorrow. I don't feel like that gift is gonna be a good thing. The only thing this really revealed is that the person writing is likely the same one that's been recording all of the footage of the Wegman shorts. Next, we go to the gift opening segment. Let's see what this gift is. Huh. So it wasn't a bad present after all. But what's this photo album about? So I guess she was the child in those images. But wait, what was that last photo? It's an image of them sitting with their dog, Bailey. I wonder why the camera just happened to die there. Either way, they thank their friend for the gifts, and we move on to them showing the image again. More paper. March 2nd, 2009. I keep having that dream again. The one where you're no longer with me. I know you're still out there. I kept going around asking my neighbors to keep an eye out for you. I'm sorry I couldn't come home and you must have gone to look for me. We then see a drawing of Bailey laying next to someone, the date on the image being scrawled out. March 5th, 2009. I will find you, no matter how little sleep I get each day. You mean more to me. I can't live without you, Bailey. I love you. March 8th, 2009. Someone keeps taking the posters down. I had to keep putting them up. March 19th, 2009. I found some old photos while looking for photos of Bailey. They were from my old home. I also found some old paintings of mine. There was also a book I made when I was about 7 or 8. Would you like to take a look? We can look at them together. You won't be alone. Something just doesn't seem right. Can't put a finger on it though. Really though, I knew the drawing was going to be bad when they asked me if I wanted to take a look. Next, we see more photos. The first is someone pointing in front of the stairs, then a silhouette of someone standing in the room behind the stairs. We then see another image of the main character as a child. After this, we see a drawing that they made, and we see the child holding hands with a much taller character that has a tail. It's one of those dog people, isn't it? After this, we get a story with a voiceover.
Mommy has left to go to work. And I love to play all by myself. She warned me not to open the door to strangers. And she always has a key to open the door. She says if I ever hear knocking on the front door, I must go up to my room really, really fast and lock the door until she comes home. But I don't like going upstairs. There's a really big hole in the wall that's really scary. Sometimes I can hear it creaking from in there. One day, I ran really, really fast past it. When I did, I heard a doggy barking. And then silence. I took my flashlight and went to take a look.
Just gotta take a second to say, that hole in the wall is absolutely terrifying, mainly because it's like a rectangle and not a regular hole in the wall shape. It's too uniform, like it was meant to be a crawl space for creepy stuff. But anyway, let's keep going. So I guess this was her best friend, huh? After the dog approaches her, it then shows the drawing from earlier uncensored.
And then I met my new best friend. The end.
After this, we get static before it cuts to another Wegman short. It cuts between footage of someone recording the TV and our main character, and we finally see more of the photo that says, "He's still," and things get even weirder. Flash warning, by the way.
Crookie found a rock wedged in the tire. Number 4. How odd. That should keep her out of the way. Did you give her more nerve, Nana? I tied her up and put her in the old geologist shack.
Good.
Good.
Before they're on to us, we'll be in Canada.
Over here?
Over there.
Through here. Over here? I definitely heard a sound. Over here? Not here.
Side.
Okay. Who do you think they be? Beyond. Only dog is still out there. Can you think? Oh. Dog is still out there. Anyway. My box. The boys returned right over.
He's still out there. That's what the photo said, and I'm guessing the photo is of the main character and someone close to her. Is he the real best friend or someone different entirely? I don't know, but this series is very interesting and I'll definitely be following it closely. Plasma Punk is another channel I mentioned previously in my YouTube's Creepiest Animations 2 video. In that video, I also mentioned that there was a series about a supposed PS1 game called Nebula and Quasar. I'll be covering all of the videos on the channel except 1999 ET Animation because I already analyzed it in my Creepiest Animations video. The first video on the channel is called 2001 Lightyear Presentation. The footage is a very time-accurate commercial for the game Nebula and Quasar. We see some cutscenes and gameplay. I would play clips of it, but unfortunately all the music is copyrighted. Nothing at all creepy happens in this video, and the end announces that the game should be coming out spring of 2002. In the next video, Demo Recall Public Advert, things seem a little more sinister.
Bounce House and the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission have issued a mandatory recall on the Nebula and Quasar demo copies won from this year's Bounce House Autumn Sweepstakes. It was brought to our attention the copies were illegally altered and may expose players to unsuitable and alarming content, which may be seen as shocking or distressing to certain viewers. If you, or someone you know, were one of the 5 prize winners of this year's 2001 Bounce House Autumn Sweepstakes, we advise you to return your copy of Nebula and Quasar by calling Bounce House at 440-493-2877. This version of the game is now considered an unauthorized copy and can serve you up to 5 years in jail for possession. Bounce House and the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission thank you generously for your attention, and we are sorry for the inconvenience. We advise you to return your copy of the game by calling Bounce House at 440-493-2877. Your game is now considered an unauthorized copy and can serve you up to 5 years in jail for possession. That's 440-493-2877. Speak with a Bounce House representative, and they'll instruct you how to get rid of your copy. Thank you.
What type of content could have been put in these games that would have caused them to publicly call a recall, especially because only 5 people won the contest to get it early? Wouldn't it be easier to just, I don't know, send them a letter? And why in the world would it cause a sentence of 5 years in jail to own a game that was altered outside of your knowledge? I don't know, everything just seems super off. The last video on the channel, 2001 Sweepstakes Commercials, gives us a little more context into this contest that was run in the first place. The video is a compilation of different recordings that were all put together in order to create the entire original sweepstakes video that I'm assuming was completely deleted after the controversy. I'll let it play in full.
Why is being on patrol so lame? Nothing's even happened yet. Quasar, the ultimate crusader of the stars.
Sorry, were you saying something?
Huh?
I kinda got a bit distracted for a second.
2002. Ask your parents if you can enter the Bounce House video game sweepstakes. Have a chance to win a free demo of Nebula Equation. Available for everyone.
And that's why you should always look both ways before crossing an asteroid belt. Now, does anyone have any questions?
Oh!
Oh, you there.
What do you guys do all day?
Oh!
What do we do? A lot to tell.
Hold up a second. I'm sure one small story wouldn't hurt. Picture this. You're tasked with the ultimate mission to save your planet by traveling across different worlds. But not everyone in this galaxy exactly knows how to get along. You'll need to travel through some dangerous territory, coming up with clever ways to get around. Fight off against evil doers, big and small, who will only want to cause trouble. But most importantly, you need to serve and protect those in need, no matter how dire things get.
Well, I want to fight bad guys too.
Me three.
You two really know how to make things exciting. Wouldn't want anything less for our heroes of the future.
Bounce House is doing a sweepstakes.
There's just a sinister feeling behind this entire thing because of the fact that we now know someone will alter these copies in order to show some really distressing media. I'm sure in the future we'll get the story of what exactly was on those games, but for now, that's it. The only other thing of note is that in the description of this video, they give credit to another channel called Nexpo, which has a bunch of Nebula and Quasar videos. I'll likely make a much longer in-depth deep dive of this series in a few months when it's more fleshed out, but for now I'd recommend you keep an eye on this and all the other series I talked about.